Welcome guys to the show. This is The Unusual Brief. My name is Doc Vikela, and today on the show I'm with my usual partner in crime.
I see you forgot my name.
Sean. That's the one. Sean Munda. Well, let's just call him Munda. The surname is too long. Welcome to the show, and today we are going to be talking about issues that we all like to hear about, like social media.
Social media, man. Social media, but not just social media. We're talking about the fact that our commander-in-chief, President
His Excellency
Mnangagwa, has embraced the social media world.
You really say he embraces like he's got it in his pocket.
Yeah,
like,
he's embraced 2018. He's embraced the future and the people by verifying his social media accounts. I say verifying, not joining, because a lot of people think he just joined, but actually his accounts have been there since like 2014.
Is it?
No, you can look it up. When we were preparing, I actually went back, and his first tweet is actually in 2014 saying, "Hi, I'm on Twitter." Maybe you can verify that, but he's been on social media.
I think Twitter needs people with titles that fit on Twitter, because it's only 40 characters.
40 characters,
head of
right.
state government, commander, secretary, it wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, he's there, President of Zimbabwe on Twitter, and he joins a long, illustrious line of presidents on Twitter. Kenyatta's on Twitter, Selen's on Twitter. Of course, the crown prince of social media himself, Donald Trump, is on Twitter. So, now our very own president is there. And honestly, man, he's already got hundreds of thousands of followers.
I think it's only natural.
Right.
You joined like when it started, but
man, I'm
you're
still
lagging behind.
I'm trying to reach 1,000. He's already on 100.
It speaks volumes about his clout as a politician in the US.
Man, and my clout as a person. No, but I mean, it's great to see our leaders embracing social media. Embracing all the various platforms in order to speak to the people. It's something we don't see often.
It is, and even the guy is humble. Have you seen the guy? The way he sits.
Oh well, I mean, we see him a lot now.
The way he talks. Very well, we are planning for that. He's good. He's in his own zone. I mean, like, I like the guy. I mean, he's our proud president.
Our proud president.
Very well humble and
and on that humble thing, my absolute favorite response. He responds to most of the questions that are posted to him on Facebook. I mean, he did say in one of his videos, obviously, it would be silly of us to expect him to respond to absolutely everything. But he even responded to a girl who posted a question saying, "Mr. President, why are your sofas in your background not dope?"
I mean, like, really?
And he responded. He actually
sent a
video response. Yeah. He sent a video response, and he said to her, thank you for your comments on our sofas. Currently, we have bigger issues to deal with in the country than my sofas, basically. But, we want to create jobs, and we want to hear everything that you have to say. And, maybe if you get a job as an interior designer in the future, Zimbabwe, you can help me redecorate.
Fellow Zimbabweans, I am excited to be on Facebook, interfacing with you. I am here to listen to what you have to say. Thank you so much for the messages that you've been sending, for the comments that you've been sending. You have to realize that we are here to build our nation. We are here to build a prosperous Zimbabwe. Toda kuvaka Zimbabwe inufumi, Zimbabwe yakanaka, Zimbabwe yakaisvonaka. Zvino pano wabuya uyu wabuya kwaiva Mnangagwa madhoiri enyu ndiakare ndazviwa zvaunogwereketa. I hear you, but you have to realize we are dealing with the critical issues that affect our nation. Things to do with trade, things to do with commerce, things to do with roads, things to do with nation building, things that affect the economy. Asiwe kana wabona hako mundangariro dzako zvakanaka kuti uzogadzira madhoiri apresident vako ndozvo tinotauraka kuti job creation wobuya tokupa basa through mayouth edu wogadzira dheko yacho wonakisa ushongedza imba yepresident wako asi tinotenda nezvemataura. I thank you.
What about the dangers of like internet trolls and stuff like that? How do you think he's going to deal with that?
No, that guy is strong. If he survived ice cream, what's internet? You're talking about internet. Someone who's behind the keyboard.
Right.
This guy survived ice cream.
Ice cream.
Eh?
No.
The guy is a border jumper, certified. He's jumping Twitter, Facebook, like saying, "Hey, Mr. President, you're not certified to rule." And someone who, with ice cream. I mean, like to him, it's like a walk in the park.
So internet trolls, you ain't got nothing on the president.
Him, yeah. Try internet ice cream if there's anything like that.
Oh man, yeah. No, I mean, it's good to see him on social media, but some people, some public figures aren't as, let's say, humble on social media, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there was this big Twitter beef, this three-way Twitter beef actually among Mawere,
with threesome of people, of crooks.
With Mawere Chinembi and Sir Wigno. What the hell was that all about, Doc?
It's at the opportune time of people being invited to give back the money that they allegedly siphoned out of the country. They are panicking.
Right.
Eh? So you see, these guys, these are just people who are supposed to be elders of the society.
Yeah.
Panicking and shaming themselves aimlessly in public. They should not be, that was not even necessary.
I mean, I found it so weird though. Like, in fact, I'm lying if I say it's weird though. Because I was about to ask you, is social media really, the place to be outing people and putting people out in public and dirty laundry and stuff like that?
Like, okay, I would expect it from take some phone pass mix.
Yeah.
So these guys are like mature, not mature. They're like class A Zimex dealers.
Yeah.
They have Bentleys, but they deal like Zimex guys. The DNA doesn't run away from them. You see? Because like, who does that? Like,
right.
You owe me money.
You owe me money on Twitter.
300K, my guy.
300K. Was it 300,000 rand or $300,000?
It's dollars, obviously.
They keep switching
dollars, obviously.
All of the articles
like
keep on changing the
for them,
story.
it's change, yeah?
Right.
Like what they say to us. Oh, I'm rolling in a Bentley.
Right.
I built a mansion in. Did you hear about the mansion?
Yeah. But the thing is, Chinembi even said to Mawere that the amount that they're talking about to him is small change. And Mawere then responded saying it's more a matter of principle.
Yeah.
That's why he brought it up. But
pay back if it's changed.
Does he actually owe money? What happened there?
I think he does because there was an admission of guilt when he said, I paid back.
Right.
So if you don't owe, what did you pay back?
What did you pay? That's true.
Is
true. Did he pay back then is the question.
He didn't pay back, but he doesn't have a response. So he's trying to look cool and say,
because
hey, I paid back, but he didn't pay back. We all know that.
He says that he paid back in installments, and then while Mawere was having court issues, he covered the legal fees, and he says maybe his office used the money to pay his legal bills or something.
And he wouldn't know. I mean, let's talk about Mawere for a moment.
Right.
He's a non-fugitive from justice.
Although he's back in the country.
Yeah, obviously we know that we have an amnesty or Nororia, I don't know how they called it. That the people should come, be forgiven, and give back what he stole. But at the end of the day, we are saying Ntuma Mawere is a society leader, and he shouldn't have acted the way he acted, right? Chinembi, if you're owing someone money, pay back the money. Look at Jacob; he's under fire down south. Pay back the money.
Pay back the money.
Say we can Siana. Usada kunanavira kusiko wawa wikine iwe miliyoni dzako idzo dzeintratech idzi 5 million zesa usananavira kwausina kukokwa ichoto china mazera.
So when did Wigno come into that whole beef now? This is what I'm saying.
That's what like I was perplexed, I was aghast, I was like, who is this guy coming from?
It's like the two guys are fighting and then you've got the one friend who comes in and tries to what are you doing?
I'm like, so at the end of the day, by and large, you realize that these guys in their networks,
right.
The sender cannot hold anymore. whatever it is that they were doing, it's under threat from who knows what.
Right.
So now the panic, the whatever, is they're now going in 6s and 7s because they want survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were in a jungle where there was no king of the jungle. Okay? There was a queen of the jungle. Stop it. So now, now that jungle is under threat, and now they don't know where they stand. So they're panicking, 6s and 7s, trying to. But at the end of the day, we are saying it's a situation that needs more than blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the scoop, and we'll catch you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Doc, right now, the MDCT kind of resembles a house on fire, man. There's a lot of infighting going on. Who is the acting president? It's like a game show, man. It's like a political game show.
like-
Who is?
Who is
the
your,
president?
take me to your leader, who is your leader?
Yeah,
Boom, boom,
so
boom.
what is going on? There's all this confusion, man. There's all this confusion. Everybody's claiming, Chamisa's claiming that he's the acting president right now. Kupe's claiming that she's the acting president right now. It's a three-way
Do you know
Royal Rumble.
the lucky part and the unlucky part is we have witnessed this confusion in ZANU-PF
Right.
before.
Yeah.
And now we're witnessing it in the MDC. The DNA of Zimbabwean politics is like that. Unfortunately for the MDC, they don't have an army. So the problem is not with the party. It starts with the lack of discipline in the household of the men. How can they don't know how to do all the... I mean, like, really?
All the guys in the
So now
in
it
the setup.
spews. So now you realize that the confusion that's happening, at the end of the day, it remains and it's solely the responsibility of the MDC to deal with their own issue, their own mess. Bearing in mind that elections are around the corner.
Yeah.
Because
And
they
this is a
snooze,
big
they
one.
lose.
You definitely don't want to split or anything.
Exactly. I don't know who's the most qualified. I'm not a fortune teller.
Yeah.
But all I know is that there are certain constituencies in there that really are redundant, and at their time they are past their sell by date. I'm not saying any names.
Yeah, no names mentioned.
No names mentioned. Yeah.
Because they have to sort of reinvigorate in some way, because there's a lot of excitement about the people they're going up against. So
Oh yeah, and also the issue is the confusion around what they're calling the alliance, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the simple question is, when you have people that left because this party is ungovernable, people that left because there's no democracy, these people now trying to come up and then it's like they're playing the vuvuzela in a stadium, and all you hear is like it doesn't even make sense. So they need to put their house in order, know who's the main man to communicate. Then we take them seriously.
yeah, it's crazy. Man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Oh yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what
So we
happens.
just say that we hope they put their house in order so that the election becomes interesting. It becomes, because it's always interesting when you're it's a nail-biting finish to the results and you're waiting for the you know how it is like. But if they fail to do that, it's just going to be and then we finally have Vachingo. Yeah, it's something that you would expect when things are like this, but we hope for the better.
Yeah, definitely. Power to the people. All right, cool. Well, Doc, we're gonna go into the interview section of the show.
Interview. I think you're gonna
Interview
do
section.
the interview because
Yeah, no, definitely. We've actually got the Secretary of Youth Affairs in the house today. So if you don't mind vacating that chair.
For the Secretary of Youth, I will. Yeah. For the Secretary of Youth and Secretary for Women Affairs. They speak my language. The Secretary for Science, Technology, and Psychomotor, and no, those guys are...
We know what's important to you, man.
So we're just going to go for a short commercial break. When you come back, he will take you through our guest.
So I'll help you out. He's been Doc Vikela on The Unusual Brief.
And
we'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the show. I'm Sean, and with me, we have an honored guest, the ZANU-PF Secretary for Youth Affairs, Mr. Togarai. How are you?
Comrade.
Comrade.
Togarai.
There we go. How are you doing, Comrade?
I'm fine, and
Good, good. Thank you so much for coming out and being on the show with us today. How are you doing?
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm excited you invited me.
Yeah, of course, of course. We need to get to know, you know, the people who are leading us. Well, you know, speaking of the topic of leaders and being able to actually communicate with our leaders, earlier on in the show, we actually spoke about how the president has embraced social media. You know, he's got his Facebook account now verified. He's got his Twitter account verified. How important do you think that is for leaders to embrace social media in 2018?
We are in a modern world, you know, and many of our people today are on social media. They communicate there. They do pass their messages on social media and so forth. So it's better to be where people are.
Definitely.
So our president is compliant with the environment. He chose to go where people are.
Right.
It's important that our president is there, and I think all leaders should go to social media because the future of the world is there, and better we go there before people are spoiled there. We go there as leaders and give direction.
So, I mean, from your point of view, how does a leader deal with posts that are maybe inflammatory or people that are being rude? What do you think is the best sort of course of action to deal with those people? Because I mean, we've seen multiple different approaches. We've got, you know, you've got your politicians who will answer directly. You've got some who will prefer to ignore and block and maybe be positive. What is your sort of view on?
My view would be the best thing is to answer.
Right.
And set the record straight, not emotionally, but just present your facts.
Right.
And try to advise the person on the correct view of the situation. Some will go angry and start maybe insulting back.
Yes.
That's not helpful because everyone will think there's something that you're hiding. So in my view, the best thing is to interact. Don't block people.
You know, I sometimes wonder if maybe social media has sort of become a battleground for a lot of people. We saw recently the Mawere and Chinimbi story on social media where Mawere came out saying that you owe me money and all of this on Twitter. What do you think? Do you think that's the right sort of place to air out dirty laundry? Why do you think Mawere chose Twitter to to speak about this?
I think public people now realize that many people who influence opinion are found on those social media. So it's important to communicate there. Truly speaking, you know, communication has had its development.
Yes, definitely.
From going to meet somebody and talk like we are talking.
Right.
And maybe sometimes you see stories on internet. Now it's social media where people communicate various things. It's a communication platform, you can't deny, and anything can be discussed there, including those attacks, those friendly messages and so forth. But as a matter of advice, social media must be used progressively. It's a platform that can be used for development of the country, giving out advice that can be helpful to the society, and so forth. So washing out your dead linen there worsens the situation, if you like. I would advise that let it remain social media.
No, that's true. That's true. And it says a lot about the character, I suppose, of the person behind the account. President Mnangagwa answered a question about the sofas in his room. He does the video responses on Facebook. And there were the sofas in the room, and someone said, Mr. President, shouldn't you spend time getting better sofas? You know, and he took the time to actually answer this person. And say, you know, our aim is to obviously create jobs and develop the country. And, you know, maybe if you're a designer, you can help me by designing
better sofas.
Sofas. And I found that absolutely hilarious.
I see leadership in my president.
Right.
For him to be able to communicate and maybe stomach that form of embarrassment. When somebody tells you talks about sofas when you are talking of something serious,
right?
Then it deviates to sofas, But it talks about somebody's character.
No, true, and it's good that we're able to have a laugh and see our leaders as human beings as well.
Yeah.
Of course, as our leaders, but you see them, you see personality.
Yeah.
And that excites us.
It's very exciting.
We also spoke about the fact that currently there seems to be a bit of a confusion going on the MDC-T side of things, whereby we are not entirely sure who the acting president is at the moment.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of infighting going on with the VPs. What is your opinion on this? Do you think it could potentially lead to another split? And what does that mean for democracy? This, seeing splits in parties.
The writing is on the wall. Yeah, but call it politics.
Yes.
Politics.
Politics.
Tricks.
Tricks.
Yes.
Politics, yes.
So
Politics.
Yeah, that's what happens in politics.
Yes.
There are always maneuvers.
Right.
Who do it better than the other, so you survive politically, or you take over positions. And for democracy, I mean, in any organization, in any political party, people's views must come out. Those who want power must be known.
Right.
So that people will then look at them and say, is this person fit to be our leader going forward?
Right.
So I think there is nothing very special. Let them fight it on. The leader will come out. And for us as ZANU-PF, okay, it's a lion that gets 2 kudus.
Right.
A fighting. You have just to clap up your hands and say, here is a good meal, and then you have it. So if they fight and at the end of the day, one person comes out as a leader, that's better.
So I mean, in any party situation, what are sort of the stepping stones for a smooth transition of power, from one leader to the next leader? What is the sort of, if you could give them some advice, if were it be,
if I was going to advise.
Well, I mean, how would?
If you ask me, for a political party to survive, it has to be guided by its constitution.
Right.
One, that's a major part. But you must also be able, as a party member, to predict the direction of your party, in terms of who is in charge and who takes over, should something happen and so forth. It should be very clear. If it is clumsy, you have so many people talking about having positions of authority in that party, and when transitions come, sometimes you have problems. But you see, you need to have a clear structure within your party. That's what we have at ZANU-PF. Of course, we had some problems, but we have gone past that that stage. If you look at even the body language of our leaders at the moment, Comrade Mnangagwa, Comrade Chiwenga, Mohadi, you can see people who agree, people who talk friendly, chatting the way forward for their political party. So when you look at people who are so close like that, getting into transition will not give us problems.
It will be a smooth
because
process.
It's very smooth.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Preparing to fail, or preparing for chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, thank you so much, comrade. But before we finish up
What
here,
is going on now?
Well, I mean, the show is called The Unusual Brief. So what we like to do is have our guests do something unusual before we wrap up the interview. So, I mean, that can be anything. Maybe you tell us something that people don't know about you. You do something that you would not usually do. Maybe you have some hidden talents, tell jokes, sing songs.
You should have told me. I could have brought a book of these tricks. But now you want me to do something.
Absolutely
anything.
What
We
love
I've
to
known
put you on
forever,
the spot.
for many years in politics, is my party and my slogan.
Okay.
So, you know what?
Yes.
When I was a young boy, and the others were going to school, and at one point, because of the liberation struggle, I was a small boy participating in my small way, And my sisters were already nurses, whatever.
Okay.
Some were younger than me.
Yes.
And my old man said, what's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
I said to my old man, I can also even teach you how to do our slogan.
Okay.
Because our slogan is the future. Okay. Because it's always talking about Pamberi. We are saying going forward. So that's about me. There's very little that I know that is not moving forward.
Very fair. Very fair, Comrade. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
This has been The Unusual Brief, and we'll catch you on the next episode.